No other city in America has had their business community come together and raise $100 million, and I've been all over America.
But first, a big day for Detroit as Transportation Secretary Ray LaHood announces the M-1 rail project will move forward. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Glenda Lewis.
And I'm Jim Kurtzner. This is a project that could literally move the city in the right direction.
And Detroit's all abuzz after the Transportation Secretary announced the government's financial support for this project.
This can become a model for the rest of the country, where a community has come together in one of the hardest economic times in the history of the country and really put together a program that will benefit the people.
Now, thanks to a unique collaboration, leaders say the M1 rail project will be an economic engine along the Woodward corridor. Local foundations and business owners raised more than $100 million for the light rail system.
7 Action News reporter Anu Prakash talked with residents and business owners about Woodward Avenue's transformation.
I'm excited. I think it's great.
Toria Blanchard is looking forward to seeing light rail land right in front of her business, Good Girls Go to Paris, a creperie along Woodward near Wayne State.
A lot of people that I have working here and a lot of people that come to the shop, they live in the area, so it'll be easier to get around.
Today, U.S. Transportation Secretary Ray LaHood stopped in Detroit to make a huge announcement. The federal government will provide $25 million to make the M1 rail project happen along the Woodward corridor. The 3.3-mile streetcar system will have 11 stations connecting the New Center area to Midtown to downtown. Peter Halabu works in Detroit. He doesn't know how often he'll use the M1 rail, but thinks it's what Detroit needs to get on track.
I spent a couple of years in Boston, and just the public transportation system they have there puts Detroit really to shame. And so I'm really glad that Detroit is taking a step in that direction.
Cortelius Grant rides the bus every day. He'd like to see the M1 rail route go farther into Highland Park.
We really need to get a rail system in the middle or go further. But since it's a good start, I think it's a good start.
Local, state, and federal leaders say the M1 rail project will allow the Woodward corridor to be a catalyst for economic development and investment, bringing jobs and people to the D. Blanchard says she can't wait for the light rail, but she isn't looking forward to what comes first.
I have 2 businesses on Woodward, and they're right next door to each other. I hope when they do the construction, it goes in sections and not just tearing up Woodward in one, for the next 2 years or whatever.
Construction for the M1 rail project could start this spring, and it could be up and running by the fall of 2015. I'm Manu Prakash, 7 Action News.